Fuck. Hello, buddy. Welcome to the episode of the Wooden Sheep podcast. Hello, Rage Wild. I brought the most important guest only because we've got so much shit to go through today. I kicked everyone else. I was like, we don't have time for your shenanigans. And okay, I fucked stuff up, but it's okay. I know what everybody is here for. We've been waiting 13 years. We want to just jump right into it and talk about the new Half-Life. So I did it. Rage. I played Half-Life Decay. I had never played it before. It's the exclusive PS2 port of Half-Life 1, and you can actually play it co-op. And have you ever played Decay, Rage?
No.
Yeah, so
I have not.
You play as Gina and Colette, and I played it co-op with Simi actually. It's basically more of the same shit, but it's co-op. You get a little bit of extra dialogue. It's made by Gearbox, interestingly enough, and there's like 2 new enemy types. It was fun. It was like you just go back into Half-Life 1, you just fuck around, and yeah, there it is. But yeah, what?
A fun fact. Do you know why it's not made by Gearbox?
Just Valve outsourced them, isn't it? Isn't that it?
Yes, but Gearbox also made Blue Shift.
Yeah, they made Blue Shift and Opposing Force. Yeah, they made all the expansions.
Yes.
So that's the Half-Life news out of the way. We can kind of just move on. We can. What are we gonna talk about now?
Well, no, I honestly thought you meant what is that game called? Hunt for Freeman?
Oh, Hunt on the Freeman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I can talk about that a bit as well. I mean, we can talk about Half-Life Deathmatch. Have you played Half-Life Deathmatch?
A lot. I was in a community actually.
Really? Which one?
Yes.
The 1 or 2?
No, it was an actual like small German community who were playing.
No, I mean
Deathmatch all the
Half-Life 1 Deathmatch or Half-Life 2 Deathmatch?
Oh, second one.
Second one with all the yeah.
It was quite fun.
Yeah,
Like,
I played it for like
Deathmatch
10 minutes.
was a pretty good arena shooter. Deathmatch shooter.
Yeah, you still had the gravity grenade, right? And you could like grab grenades and throw them back at people.
Yes, you started with a gravity gun and the crowbar.
Yeah.
Guns. And the pistol, I think.
What other Half-Life? What's that site? Codename Gordon? That's like an indie Steam game. It's free to play. It's a platformer.
I actually want to play Black Mesa at some point.
Yeah, I played that back when it was free, actually. Years ago. I think I did a fucking Let's Play on my channel of it a bit. I don't know if it's still good, so you don't have to watch it, but you can if you want. But don't come crying back to me that it's cringy or whatever. Yeah, it looks really impressive and it's highly rated, so I do want to definitely play it at some point. Did you enjoy Half-Life 1?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure where you stand in the series. Do you like? It seems right up your alley. Do you like Half-Life and 2 and all those games?
I bought Half-Life 2 on the day it released. So
okay, you're OG. Yeah. So you played it. And episode 1 and 2.
All of it.
You really like them a lot. Like, I've never heard you talk about Half-Life. So.
The first one was amazing, but I was quite young back then.
Yeah.
But the second one was really great, and I remember when I got it, and how shitty Steam was back then, because Steam basically was just an online
DRM.
Yeah, DRM.
I heard it was bad back then, but what about
the servers were crashed, so on release day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. The second one blew me away.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
It was as revolutionary as the first one, and as people like saying it's not just nostalgia. Sure, it still doesn't hold up.
I think it really holds up. I mean, maybe not graphically, but that's probably the only aspect that I think you can tell it's dated.
No, also other things like that were a novum back then, like the whole physics thing. We didn't have such an extensive physics engine.
Sure. But
Nowadays, people look at it and it's just silly because the objects were quite bouncy and floaty.
I think the physics are still pretty
But
good though. Like, I can't think of many
yeah,
games
but
that have
not
better physics.
impressive. Like
Eh,
not as impressive. But it did influence a lot.
yeah, it was like the first big physics thing.
Yeah, and then episode 1 was more of the same. Was okay.
It's the weakest one, I think, but it's still really fun.
Yeah, and the second one was amazing.
Yeah.
Course.
Okay,
And then the cliffhanger, yes.
Yeah, I never talked about this shit with you. I didn't know. But I was talking about it with Simi yesterday. I was like, Rage must like Half-Life. It's like this first-person adventure shooter. Like we both really love that genre.
If I didn't lose my old Steam account, I would have like one of the oldest Steam accounts.
Oh,
Right. Back 2003.
You can't recover.
Now my no, it's gone. Now I have mine like from 2006 when I rebought the game at some point.
All right. Let's cut the bullshit. Let's talk about Ricochet.
Electric Boogaloo too, yeah.
No, we can talk about Half-Life Alyx. A few months ago, I remember saying how I had never been so excited for something in entertainment as much as Halo coming to Steam and PC. But that quickly got taken over by Half-Life Alyx. I mean, Halo, I was excited like 10 out of 10. Half-Life Alyx, I was like 200 out of 10. I mean, it's unimaginable. I've never felt such excitement for something because Half-Life is probably my number one series of all time. If 100%, it's in the top 3 for sure. And I mean, 13 years we've been waiting after a cliffhanger, and I fucking love all the characters. I love the games or whatever. Actually, Rage, by the way, have you watched anyone play Alyx at all, or just don't have a
I'm in the
headset?
middle of because I don't know if when
you get a headset.
Yeah, a headset.
Are you watching?
I have been watching a streamer, yes.
With commentary, like, yeah. It's
a streamer. They're just streaming it.
Yeah.
I was there when they first streamed it. Unfortunately, they're from America, so I can't watch them very often.
Like live or whatever.
Do not collide, yeah.
Man, but that sounds like, for me personally, I could never watch Half-Life with a funny commentator. Like, it would fucking ruin it for me, personally.
Yeah. I understand why.
Yeah, I mean, I also get it. But, like, for me, if I really didn't have a VR headset, I'd probably just watch a silent playthrough. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, just, I had never been so excited. I mean, yeah, 13 years we've been waiting. I was also really anticipating, like, does Valve still have that spark that made them so amazing? Like, they haven't made a proper, real single-player story game in so many years, and this was meant to be like the blockbuster VR game to open everything up, just to kind of open the floodgates for VR. So there was a lot riding on it, and it fucking delivered, man. It delivered. Like, I was ready to be disappointed. I was waiting, but it was so amazing. It was so amazing.
Well, this time around, Valve was smart enough not to give a date out too early. Like, I think they announced the date end of 2019, right?
Yeah. We only had to wait a few months.
Yeah, because the last, like, Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2 were both release dates were pushed hard.
Yeah.
And really on short notice, and the second one even had a lot of like controversy behind it. Because of the leaked stuff and such.
For Half-Life 2 leaks?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the entire source code was stolen.
You told me that recently, yeah. That sucks.
Yeah, and it was like a few months before the official release date, and in the source code you could see that the game is not nearly finished.
Okay.
And then they finally admitted it and had to push the game for like a year.
Damn.
And a very short notice. So they learned from that, thankfully.
They learned from a lot of things, yeah.
Yeah, but also I think the Half-Life Alyx was in development for a very long time.
Yeah, 4 years. Imagine keeping that secret. That a new Half-Life is coming out for 4 years.
Well, there were rumors for a long time.
There were,
but the advantage that Valve had as a platform holder now with the Index, they were really close to the hardware as well, with developers. So the first could focus test the game a lot. to make sure the flow is good, like the game feels good for the player, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. And I agree, it is a killer app.
Yeah.
But I still would say that the price, like the
Yeah. The index.
price boundary, is too high.
I understand.
For any headset.
I assume it's a necessity to cover the costs. I don't think anyone's like just bloating the prices just because it's already
No. I don't. I don't think no one, like, as we remember. I think with PS3 it was.
Yeah.
No one's running these systems at a deficit.
Yeah.
No one would be able to, and shouldn't be able to. Sure, that's how economics work. Fuck that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people picked up a headset just for this.
Yeah.
So
it is a system seller. It is a killer app. I want one as well.
One day, man.
I mean, the cash for it.
Yeah, in the next,
but,
it'll get cheaper as well. As
yeah,
generations
but
go by.
I don't think the push is strong enough to make it like a mainstream medium yet.
Yet, of course,
Will
things
come
take
at some
time.
point.
Yeah.
Not yet. Yeah.
Um.
And to be honest, I don't think they will recuperate the development cost.
You don't think
if
so?
you count only the game, because first of all, everyone gets a copy of the game if they buy an index, and second of all, just not enough copies will be sold. Yeah. Not because the game is bad, but just not enough of the platforms is out there. So I will think they will run deficit, but it's Valve you're talking about. So
yeah, that's what I like about them. They kind of just did it to kickstart the whole VR industry, basically. Like, it gave it such a boost.
It is a future investment.
It is a future investment. Yeah,
they are. Yeah. It's the same they did with Dota, actually, because they ran Dota for years at a deficit. Like, it got really badly in the red, like in millions. And at some point, just started recuperating and made so much money with it. Yeah. So.
But I want to have it on the record. I predicted that we would get another Half-Life. I said they're waiting for VR. They're waiting for Source 2. And I mean, what can I say? What can I say, man? What can I say? No, but actually, they've even been saying that another Half-Life game will be coming also much sooner than we would expect. So that's also something else I predicted. I said, they just want to dip their toes in, see how the water feels.
Let's say, first of all, it was really smart to not make this a continuation.
Yeah.
Because I am still salty that they left us at that cliffhanger. And it's still technically there.
Yeah.
So if they would have made a sequel in VR only...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would have really...
There would be riots in the streets.
That's what I said. I think one or two podcast episodes ago I said they want people to adopt VR before they make Half-Life 3. Like, they want a lot of people to have it because it would be really
I also heard they want to make Half-Life 3 in like normal format, VR. Not exclusively VR.
I would be okay with that. I was kind of...
The question is how like, that's what they're trying to do with this Half-Life series, and have been, at least with the main entries, to innovate every time, and it worked out. Like, the first one was like very indicative in its time. The second one was, and Half-Life Alyx also gives a lot of pointers to all the other VR developers.
Yeah.
How to like make your gameplay flow, like how to keep your player engaged but not overwhelm them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Something I found, like one of the best things I found about Alyx, I played it all myself, and then I watched Simi play it all right after, so I was exposed to it for like over 20 hours or something like that. Okay. But yeah, I found that the game did a really good job at just, it introduces a new mechanic or new enemy or something, and you only are exposed to that for a really short period of time before you get bored of it. Like, they have so many new puzzles like that where it's like, okay, now this hacking puzzle is a little bit harder, and they just add on things like that. Or here's a new enemy, fight it 3 times, okay, now you're done, you'll never see it again. And I wish more games did that, because most things are like, hey, look at this big new guy with rockets and stuff. Okay, now fight him for the rest of the game. And
I
it feels the world
understand,
feel
but
more. It makes the world feel a little bit more alive and real as well. Like these things will only be found in certain locations, and yeah, I don't know. The pacing was so good. It was so good.
it might also seem like a waste because you're basically working months and months on like 5 minutes segment game. Yeah, what I heard a lot of people say is that the pacing for a VR game is really good.
It is. It is. For a game in general, it's like from day one, people have been starting to try to make mods to make it desktop playable. And I really don't see that
It
work.
is not. It is not the same.
It's not the same at all. But yeah, I was having an inner battle with myself the whole time I was playing. I was like, after playing this, do I want to go back to old desktop Half-Life gameplay, which is so different? It's fast-paced and
depends on how they make it. Like if you would ask yourself if you want to go back to desktop playing in general.
Yeah, well, no, I do. I do think. I mean, until maybe VR becomes fucking amazing. Right now, I think there's a place for both VR and flat screen pancake games. You know,
because there is a prime FPS that is purely for desktops and it shines.
What?
And also just released. Doom Eternal.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I have so much shit I want to say about Alyx first. But do you know Doom got a VR version, right?
The first one,
the
yes.
original. Yeah.
It's not a version. I think it's like
it's
a
new
separate
game.
game.
It's a new game.
Yeah.
It looked okay. I don't know.
It's also already like 2 years old now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, time flies.
2018, I think. Yeah.
I just wanted to say about Alyx. I really went in tempering my expectations. I mean, I was beyond excited when I was launching it and like being in that world, but I was tempering my expectations, and they delivered even with that. I don't know. It's such a case study. It has. And don't worry, I'm not going to go into specifics for anyone. The game just came out a week ago. But it has some really fucking. It has for a game that you don't typically associate with the horror genre. I mean, Half-Life has always been a bit spooky, but for a game that isn't a horror game per se, it's fucking scary. I mean, 75% of it is horror stuff. Like the whole first 2-3 hours of the game are just zombies in dark tunnels and stuff, and VR accentuates that even more. But dude, it has probably one of the most fun and genius horror segments of any game I've ever played.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that one?
Like to some extent by watching my the playthrough.
No. I'm saying there's a very specific chapter.
Okay.
You'll know it immediately when you get to it. It's so well crafted. They play with your emotions the whole time in ways that it's just so fucking clever. And I'm sure you watch anyone play it, you play it yourself, whatever, you're gonna go through the exact same roller coaster, and it's so fucking fantastic. So you should look forward to that segment when you watch your friend or streamer play it.
Yeah.
But it's also so cool. I think the game did such a good job. Man, this fucking game was everything I wanted. Seriously. It like you also get to see they strike a great balance with, hey, here's some old shit that you want to see in VR and with new graphics and stuff, and then also here's some new shit. And then even they like very early on you see that there's like Zen growth, which is you only really saw that in Half-Life 1. So they just like, I don't know, they kind of just like brought the whole universe together in such a cool way.
Yeah.
There
are some amazing things like the retro look of the Combine.
Retro look? Why is it retro?
Yeah, for me to feel like more like they look like predecessors of the Combine of Half-Life 2 because the game claims.
You think so? Yeah,
Half-Life
I
2.
guess I didn't.
Yeah, like their equipment is less refined.
Sure.
Their armor looks less like armor, like combat-ready gear, but more like experimental suits and stuff.
Yeah, I can kind of see that actually. It's just I love it. The writing is on point. They're so genius because VR people who have been playing for like 2-3 years, at some point the novelty wears off and you kind of get sick of bending over to pick shit up all the time from the floor. And so more recent games like the Walking Dead VR game I played, I think that game did that. You could just force pull shit from like if it's close enough to you from the floor, and a lot of VR games do that. But in Alyx, they made it make sense in the world with gravity gloves, and I feel like every VR game is now screwed after this because they just have to do that mechanic, but without the making sense in the world. And it feels so fun. That never gets old. Pulling stuff over. It's just so good, man. It's so good. I'm sure there's more stuff that I've forgotten about, but I'd love to talk about it in 1 month maybe or 2 months with specific moments maybe when everyone's played it or seen it. Like everyone that cares about Half-Life is gonna get to this immediately. I mean, I kind of gushed all of it out with Simi the other day, like as soon as she beat it. So, but yeah, whatever. It was just I'm just so relieved and happy because Valve was always one of my favorite devs and their stuff was always such top quality, and I was really afraid that they kind of lost it, but you could see glimpses of it here and there, like in the lab. There was like a Portal mini game where the writing was still so good. But anyway, yeah, fucking loved Half-Life, Alyx. Good shit, man. Good shit. Check out my 1 second review. I did one yesterday.
Oh, I did. I even commented on it.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah. Don't spoil my. I want people to go watch it. It's a bit long, but 1 second.
Yeah, I wrote down my issues with it. So.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people actually wrote their issues. Some people said it's too long. Some people said it's too short. I mean, 1 second. Whatever. I'm not gonna complain. But anyway.
City based.
You'll always have haters. You know what I mean? All right. So, tell me about Doom Eternal. It seems this is another game that lived up to the hype. People are loving
yes, for the most part.
Yeah. By the way,
for me, it's everything I wanted. It's great.
Just to put a little cherry on the top of Alyx, rotten cherry. There were like 1 or 2 issues, but you know they were like nothing. They were like nothing to me. But I'm just saying, I do recognize the issues. But yeah, just so nobody calls me a fucking Valve fanboy, you know. All right, go ahead.
But you are a Valve fanboy.
They made me a fanboy, but that doesn't mean I'll defend them to the ends of the earth. Yeah, they do some fuck shit. Did you see, by the way, that they're remaking Artifact?
What?
Yeah, they're gonna reboot Artifact, and you can't buy or sell any cards, and it's all like through in-game progression, which is interesting. I liked the game originally, so I hope.
It sounds generous, but it's not.
Yeah, they're trying to save.
Because they are not generating any money from it anyway anymore, because no one buys the packs.
I didn't take it as generosity. I just took it as let's try this again.
I mean, yeah, sure, they don't want to abandon them, which is admirable.
Yeah.
There are different developers and publishers that are just like,
fuck it.
This is fucked. We are moving on. Like, or this is fucked. We are not telling the fans, and we are moving on.
Yeah.
Like the what is the EA called?
Were you gonna say Anthem? Because I feel like they're trying to save that. I'm pretty sure I read every week.
It feels really insincere though, because I have a feeling EA is heavily pulling support. Actually, factually, EA is pulling support from the game, because they pull a lot of people out of the studio that is supposed to provide content and put it to other projects.
Right.
So there we go.
Anyway, sorry, Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal is great. No Bethesda bullshit, because lately we have a lot of Bethesda bullshit.
Yeah. I don't know how they keep it up, but
yeah, the latest one being one of the managers, I think, was really salty about the fans, because the fans are not happy with with Fallout 76.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, nothing of that sort there. Id Software did an amazing job.
Yeah, it looks so fun.
Basically, to some extent, Doom Eternal now is a bridge between the Doom 2016 and the old Doom games. I mean, Doom 1, Doom 2, and Doom
By
64.
bridge, you mean story-wise, or you're saying?
No. Gameplay and
Okay.
this, like, feel-wise, let's put it that way. Yeah, and as we know, it's a good 5th entry after Doom 1, 2, 64, and then Doom 2016.
Oh, I love the chain thing. Looks like the best addition. Like
The chain? Yeah, you mean the hook?
it looks like you can like you
super
just
shotgun?
you hook to enemies and you can like swing from stuff. I mean that looks like it makes the
You
flow even
swing
better.
you swing from stuff that's like they added some parkour elements.
Yeah, that looks
They
so
are
fun.
mostly not intrusive. They're fine. They're easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Like the right amount of platforming in quotes, I suppose.
I'm one of those people that does like first-person platforming if it's not awful, which I know is a hard sell.
First-person platforming is a bad concept.
I know it's a hard sell, yeah.
And it's less. It is platforming, sure, but it's not intrusive. They can hide some secrets behind this. It's not too hard to do. You have maybe to repeat one or two things. But yeah, and it's just more of 2016. They added more and improved in every way. The hook, by the way, is only for one specific gun. It's the super shotgun.
Sounds good to me. Shotgun is my jam, so.
They upgraded the super shotgun. It's a really nice addition.
Yeah, so you hook and then you blast them when you get to them, like.
It can feel a bit overwhelming because there's so many techniques you can upgrade. You have runes, you have upgrades for your guns, you have upgrades for the Slayer, you have now you have a like fire belcher that like spits fire, and if an enemy is on fire and you hit them, they drop armor shards. And of course, if you glory kill, you get health, and if you chainsaw, you get ammo.
So
like they added more and more of that, and basically the way you play the game is they explain everything to you, which some people might not enjoy it. Like they show where the enemies have their weak points, or how you can use specific weapons to like engage certain enemies. Like if you shoot the plasma shield with your plasma gun, it explodes.
Right.
And some people might dislike it, but the fun part about Doom Eternal is not about discovering those things.
Yeah, it's more like just an arcadey.
Put them into practice again and again and again to get more efficient and be able to evade and be able to use the right gun for the right thing. Or like depending on enemy distance, your situation, doing stuff like that, and to like just get better at it.
Yeah.
Because there's so many mechanics that you can combine. Like you have a really big tool set, and when you start applying it and combining it, that's where it gets really fun. So the game is for a FPS that is completely about shooting, like fast-paced FPS combat. It is very technical, and you have to think what the fuck you're doing. You can't just run around and shoot.
Yeah.
Eventually, you will die.
I mean, Doom is like, in essence, a Twitch shooter, so it's like
that's where a gripe for many people comes in. Like they added quite a few new enemies.
Sounds good.
And one of them, without spoilers, what exactly it is, it's called the Marauder, and many people dislike that enemy. And to be honest, I disliked him at first as well, because he's an asshole. He seems overpowered, especially if you're fighting him and other demons. He can really fuck you up really badly, and so people are saying he's bad design. But in that context of that technical gameplay, he is a really sensible addition. He's challenging, of course. The game is challenging overall if you go past the second difficulty level. Like the first two are manageable, and then it starts to get really. And yeah, the Marauder is like the peak of that, because he is a piece of shit.
Okay, I'll look forward to it.
And you have to learn to he's like a small boss fight. You have to learn how to handle him. And the game tells you right away how to handle him, but you have to understand how you have to handle him.
Alright.
So yeah, many people I disliked that enemy as well, because he was quite frustrating in the beginning. But if you understand how it works, it completely makes sense to add such an enemy, and the other new ones as well.
Alright.
So yeah, it is really good.
Good.
All things considered. This story, the weird thing was that the story is a bit more extensive, and if you don't have to engage it, you can just be like the Doomslayer and don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But if you want to, it is a bit cheesy, but
Nobody's
generally,
playing Doom for story. Like,
I enjoyed it.
yeah, sure.
I
you
am
can
I am
enjoy-
a
I'm just
person who
saying-
enjoys the story, even if it's like the
I'm
most
just
entertaining
saying.
game ever.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you, but I'm just saying it doesn't. I don't go in with any expectations. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah,
Good for me.
but it is well presented. It's not too intrusive. If you want to, you can read the logs, and they are quite interesting, in my opinion. Yeah, and that would be a spoiler. I will not tell.
Okay.
But basically, people were speculating if Doom 2016 is like a continuation of the old games, of Doom 1, 2, and 64, or if it's like a reboot, completely separated.
All right.
And you clear that in the you discover in Eternal which one it is.
All right.
Yeah, very very good game.
All right. I wanted to talk a bit about, because we never talked about it since the beta. Now it's out. Bleeding Edge.
Yep.
I mean, I want to put it on people's radar, I guess, because I feel like it came out without any like celebration. Like I don't know.
That happened, in my opinion. That happened to many games published by Microsoft.
You think so?
Yes, because for example, Ori and the Will of the Wisps also came out without any big fanfare.
Yeah, that kind of, you're right.
And other games, I'm surely as well. Just those two I had on my radar. So yeah.
Where's the fucking gameplay trailer, man? So this is a game by Ninja Theory. It's kind of like a spectacle fighter mixed with a MOBA. I think that's the best like one sentence thing you can say about it. It's yeah, so you imagine a MOBA, but take out all the minions and the turrets. Is there no fucking gameplay trailer here? Okay, there you go. Oh my, I hate trailers like this so much. Let me just click on this. There you go. Bleeding Edge gameplay. Boom. It's third person, but you kind of can like you slash around with melee enemies or with melee characters, but then the ranged characters have auto attacks. You don't actually aim even on PC or console. You just attack the closest target. You can switch targets with like left trigger if you want, if on a controller, for example. But there are like dodge mechanics. Everyone has their own individual abilities. There's tank, healer, damage. And I'm really loving it so far. It seems it's not for everyone. A lot of people have their gripes with it, and I can see it. Like a lot of the people are saying that it feels like it takes too long to kill someone, and then they just run away. But I feel like that's at least, I mean, I played HOTS only. That's the only MOBA I've played. But I feel like it's the same there. Like until everyone learns their characters and their abilities and all that, everyone's gonna kind of feel a little bit spongy for a while. But then you can get them with characters they can chase. Like, you know, the ninja dude can like throw shuriken or dash after them. You've got chase attacks, and also tanks can absorb a lot more damage. There's a lot of healing constantly. You need to choose who to focus as a team. So I don't really fully understand that issue, but I mean I do, but I guess I think just people need to get used to the game.
No, that's because many people don't like expect just a 3D over the shoulder shooter or something like that, but it's not.
Yeah.
Because I remember when it was introduced, I think in E3 2018.
Yeah.
Many people were like, "Oh, it's Overwatch."
Dude,
without guns.
That drives me fucking crazy, man. Like it's
which was bullshit, and even more bullshit after you actually play the game.
Yeah.
Because it is not emphasis on shooter. It is more emphasis on a game like Dota or LoL or whatever.
Yeah. It is basically a MOBA, just from a different camera.
Yeah,
angle,
I don't enjoy it as much because I get too salty quickly.
Sure.
But my actual criticism with the game, in its current state, there are
this gameplay sucks. Let me get some gameplay that I did on the Game Watcher YouTube channel. This fucking sucks, man. I mean, they're playing the tutorial, so yeah, go on.
Yeah. Like I don't know if there are even any. The game lacks skill shot based skills.
Yeah.
Because almost everything is auto aim. or like auto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is
Pass.
only one, I think, in the whole game.
And there is a lack of that because sure, it's more about strategic, and if you play public, the team that sticks together actually wins usually.
Yeah.
But yeah, even all the other MOBAs have a healthy dose of skill shot based skills and abilities.
Yeah.
And there's a lack of that in the Bleeding Edge because it's more about numbers and strategies. And
Yeah,
less
it's more about
skill itself.
Yeah, exactly. There's no skill in the combat aiming. There's no skill in, it's not like CS:GO where it's purely about that. This is about working as a team, your positioning, your timing. Do we go for objective now or do we finish off this enemy? Stuff like that. I don't know. I'm really liking it, but I'm afraid for its lifespan, honestly. And by the way, there are networky issues. Like, things are jittery. It doesn't feel like they improved that since the beta at all.
That's probably, I assume it's a 4v4, right? Or
It's 4v4. 4v4.
I assume it's peer-to-peer based. Sure, peer-to-peer server based, but still, maybe that's the.
And also, it's locked at 60 FPS on PC, which is annoying. They said they're gonna try unlock that, so that's good. But anyway, whatever.
Isn't Ninja Theory primarily a console developer?
I wouldn't say that. All their latest games, the last few games, have been on PC as well.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, as well, but if they're primarily developed for console, they would lack the experience with the PC
I don't know.
platform.
No, but their other games run. I don't fucking. Who cares? Whatever. I don't care. the game is cool. I like the character designs. The music is awesome.
Yeah, the character designs are really creative and amazing. I have to say that as well.
Yeah. I want to actually quickly fucking rag about the Overwatch comparison. Like, all the comments on this Game Watcher video I did, all of them are like, why are they recreating Overwatch? Like, these people are so uncreative that they see a cartoony-ish style or a team or a character shooter or character game.
Every hero
yeah,
shooter
hero. That's what I'm looking for. It's
that even looked remotely like a hero shooter was confirmed with Overwatch, no matter how different the game actually was.
Like, it's nothing like Overwatch. It's just team. That's it. It's just teams or heroes.
But it's also the same for Paladins. For what is that?
But Paladins looks like Overwatch.
Yeah, but it's completely different.
Is it? Isn't Paladins? No, Paladins looks like an Overwatch actual like copy paste. I mean, not copy paste.
Less emphasis on your own skill, like as well on your own skill, and less emphasis on the shooting part.
Is it? Isn't Paladins the one which is like Overwatch? Let me look up Paladin's gameplay. I mean, this is the one which had like payload escort. I remember all the characters looked the fucking same too.
But the same was true for what is that game from Gearbox?
Fuck is it? Battleborn.
Battleborn. It looked like Overwatch as well, but it was completely different.
That one looks more different. That one looks more different. Okay, I mean,
but they all are more different.
Sure,
they are not.
Okay,
no. Any comparison.
But dude, if you watch Paladins, though, dude, they are direct hero. I mean, there's a I'm looking at Reinhardt over there. There's a Reaper. There's a Pharah. There's actual like direct, kind of lazy.
Yeah, and all of those characters that come from Overwatch were iterated in some other game before, like Dota and LoL, and whatever. You can make only so many dudes with a hook that hooks people.
I agree. No, but the hook thing, I don't know. That's like, I agree with you on that specific thing. But like, Reinhardt here is a knight guy with a blue hologram shield, and it's rectangular, and I don't know, like.
I'm sure, but gameplay-wise, the game is different.
Sure, maybe. I haven't played it.
And to be honest, sure, next time they should just make a hook guy that isn't fat.
Yeah, at least, right?
And maybe a Reinhardt that is not male or doesn't have a fucking beard or something.
Yeah.
But then still, people would compare it to Overwatch.
I agree. I'm just saying I think Paladins is a lot more understandable than Bleeding Edge. Like, this does. I'm looking at it. It does look like a variation of Overwatch. Like, it looks.
Because if you watch a trailer, not gameplay.
No, I'm watching pure gameplay. I'm watching pure gameplay. Oh, of Bleeding Edge.
That's why I'm saying
Bleeding
if you are not watching a
Yeah,
gameplay
sorry.
but a trailer, it looks similar, and people
Sure,
are
yeah.
just like that. They're like, oh, Overwatch, and it's ripping off bad
Yeah, I
stuff
know.
like that. It's always people
Yeah, I
like
know.
that.
I just wanted to rag on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I'm having fun with that game. Not sure how long it'll last, but I'm having fun with it. Oh, another prediction, by the way. I said Sea of Thieves would come to Steam, and look who tiptoed over onto Steam. No, I'm actually so happy about this because my Game Pass is gonna run out pretty soon, and I wanted to buy the game permanently, but not on fucking shitty Xbox app. By the way, I don't know.
Do you want to rag on the Xbox?
I think Microsoft has taken over as the worst fucking company in terms of functionality. It used to be Ubisoft, but Xbox, Microsoft, they've had so many opportunities. I'm like, it's not like I haven't had like 3 problems, and I'm like, fuck Xbox, right? I've had 50 problems. And that's on fucking shitty ass Bing. Every chance I give to Bing, like I open up Edge for one reason, I'm like, oh shit, I just searched in Bing. Okay, fuck, whatever, let's just try it. And then it just doesn't. I just don't find the stuff I want. And then I copy paste into Google, and I have exactly what I want. But yeah,
Bing
fucking
is
Xbox, Xbox app sucks my ass. Xbox accounts suck my ass. Everything sucks, dude. How did Microsoft fucking fall so far? They made Windows, dude. Windows is cool.
To be honest,
it's because Gabe Newell and Bill Gates left. That's why.
First of all, it's the apps thing fault as well.
Yeah.
Because apps, like, as someone who has professionally to work with Windows 10 and like debugs this shit.
You sound defeated.
Yeah, yeah. To some extent, I am, because all of the app shit is always just really annoying. It really is. It is not self-explanatory. It doesn't function properly.
You're talking about like the underlying difference of how executables work, right?
How Windows 10 works in general. The Windows 10 apps that are supposed for like managing Windows 10 itself, like the connections and the apps and stuff, are not working properly. And I think Microsoft recognizes that, because you have all the functionality from the like normal old menus from Windows 7 and on in the control panel. It's all there, and that always functions properly. And there are counterparts that are in apps and in the Windows 10 style and stuff. They don't. So you basically, if you are debugging Windows in any way, you're always using the control panel instead.
The thing is, I'd forgive them a bit more if their support at least was good, but it's not. It fucking sucks. They write so like all sorts of weird errors, I can't even like piece together what they're trying to say. So, like one particular one.
All of Microsoft support comes either from Eastern Europe, that's the competent support. Or from India,
that's no excuse, man. Find someone. I'm sure there's tons of people in there that can speak.
It is easier for you to just look up online instead of actually contacting Microsoft.
No. The issues that I had. I couldn't redeem some like perk thing. For my ultimate subscription.
Okay.
I contacted them, they couldn't help me. They lied to us, by the way, outright. One of the people that Simi contacted said, yeah, everyone's having this issue, which absolutely is not true. And then, as I figured, it's just because we live in Cyprus, which is a non-important country to them, apparently. So I just fucking used the VPN, and I could redeem it perfectly fine.
I learned not to rely on Microsoft.
Yeah, terrible. There was one weird lady. I'm trying to remember what she said to Simi. Like, she finished the conversation and she was... Simi, do you remember what she said?
It was something like, don't you agree that we all worked together to solve your problem on the first try or something?
No, I don't know if you could hear that, but it was like...
I heard.
Yeah, but just for people on the podcast in case they didn't hear it. Like, it was like, do you agree that we helped to solve this issue of redeeming perks issue in Sea of Thieves on the first try? But there was another one where she was like, you were wonderful to work with. I hope you have a lovely life or something like that.
I hope you're treated well.
I hope you're treated well, she said. You deserve.
As someone, I work with Indian support technicians on a regular basis, and they're all like that.
I don't think this one didn't have an Indian name unless it's a fake name, but I don't think Microsoft would be doing that. No, I think she was just a fucking weirdo. Maybe she was just lonely. I don't know.
Sometimes technicians like support technicians have to use English sounding synonyms.
No, because we definitely got a Microsoft one. He was Ahmed something else. It's definitely Arabic name, like they didn't Englishify it or something. So I don't think Microsoft is doing that. But anyway, whatever. Fucking miserable. Anyway, Sea of Thieves. I'm happy it's coming to Steam. Man, I don't think we talked about Sea of Thieves much. Like, I'm loving this shit. Like,
we did. It's good.
Really? I remember. God, there was like I wrote down 2 funny stories. Like, there was one time that me and Simi were going back to base to sell our hull, and we saw a big ass ship there, and we were like, oh fuck. Yeah, well, we want to just log off and sell our stuff. So we actually nicknamed my character Rox the Rose Tongue, because I always managed to sweet talk our way out of issues. But these guys were so fucking brain dead. So I went over to the island and I went to their ship and I was like, because they were just like sitting at the island and I just heard cannon shots all the time. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll go over there. And I was like, hey guys, we're about to sell our stuff. You want to make an alliance so you get some of the money? And they're like, one guy was answering me. Yeah, sure, dude. The other guys were just like shooting themselves out of cannons and stuff. I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just go. We park there. We start going to sell our stuff. And then 3 of the guys start going onto our ship and grabbing our stuff. And I was like, hello, let us sell it. It's our stuff. You'll still get 50%. They didn't listen, and the guy was like, yeah, these are random people that I just joined up with, which sounds like a fucking misery to do. But while that all was happening, we were like, okay, I kind of was afraid of pissing them off, so I let them sell the first thing, and I was like, while talking to them. Then the second time they started taking stuff, I killed them. And then they started like burning the ship while we still had stuff to sell. And they were I don't know, it was just so fucking like, what the fuck is going on, man? It was just so frustrating. But yeah, I wanted to make a Sea of Thieves funny moments, and I looked at my folder. I was like, it should fill up soon. I should have enough soon. I have like 1,000 clips. I have enough for like 5 videos, I think.
Oh, so, time to make those 5 videos then.
Yeah, I spent all day.
Right after your Iceborne video.
Yeah. I spent like 2 days ago. I spent like 5 hours editing Monster Hunter clips. So that'll come soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, in defense of the shitty Microsoft Store.
How are you gonna defend this?
By its subscription, because the Game Pass is still an amazing value.
Yeah, it is. That's how you bring people over without being angry at you, like Epic.
But also, Microsoft finally, after being shitheads the last years, have a new policy of like open platform.
Yeah. Which
means most of their first party games, or like the games they publish, will come to Xbox and Windows 10. And they're bringing more and more their self-published games.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see that.
Steam and to Epic Game Store as well.
I'm really happy to see that. Like Gears of War
because they recognize everyone buying. Like if the game is on Windows 10, it's a win for them anyway, because people have to buy a Windows 10 copy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's automatically a win, and the Xbox isn't. I think overall, sure, it underperformed, but that's their own fault. And I think they are doing a decent job of presenting the new Xbox generation currently. Sure, there are people who are hating on it, but those are like just people. Whatever.
I'm really happy. I think Sony is also starting to do the same, because we're getting Horizon Zero Dawn on Steam, which was that a PlayStation exclusive, or was that just a console exclusive? That was PlayStation, right? There's a store page here. Let me see.
Which one?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's the
PlayStation is publishing it. PlayStation has a publishing tag now on Steam, so we might see God of War. We might see Spider-Man.
PlayStation, not Sony.
No, it's PlayStation Mobile is the publisher.
Well, yeah, because they realize the PC market has been big for years. It's not like it's 2009 and everyone's saying, "Oh, PC market is dead." And also solo solo player games are dead as well.
Yeah.
No, they recognize that the PC market is big enough to warrant the investment of a port and of a license to sell the game on like PC.
Yeah.
And that would just be an additional source of income, because after years of exclusivity, if someone didn't buy a console for that game, they will not do it anyway.
Sure,
So
but we'll start seeing now if they're gonna do Xbox, where they're gonna start putting new games as well. Like, I don't know. I really.
No, that will not happen. I don't think they will give up their exclusivity just yet.
We'll see.
Because
they are doing well. They're doing well.
In difference to Microsoft, they see still PC as a competitor. So they will have their time exclusive for like a year or two or whatever, and then maybe they will port it.
It just might happen at some point.
Yeah.
Where they will transition to new games coming. But
and also, a lot of Asian developers and publishers are recognizing PC as a very viable platform.
Yeah.
With Capcom more or less spearheading that. Not necessarily. I think someone else started it before, but with actually decent ports.
Yeah, Capcom, Square Enix, I think, did some decent ports.
Yeah. They are still not amazing because the studios are still lacking the experience, but that's just how it is.
Man, yeah, I just want to see the old Metal Gear games.
The prime example was Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, Monster Hunter World
were there with the game recognizing every PC as having 12 cores and just slamming the hardware down.
But on the other side, that game does have a lot of options graphically, and I don't know, they did try their best, it seems like.
Yeah, it used to be worse. It used to be worse, most definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, Metal Gear, Crash Bandicoot, new Crash. We still haven't gotten the Crash Racing on Steam. Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, dude. Whoa, Sony has some good stuff. Like, that's the stuff I grew up on as a kid. Those were my childhood games.
About Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, same. And if they go the Halo route, just drop the price, release it at like $30.
We'll see if they will do that. Of course, a port, only a port is cheaper to do.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Like Horizon Zero Dawn might be the open world game I will actually buy.
Yeah, it looks.
And play again after years of not playing open world games because I'm sick of.
Same.
Like I even saw Left 4 Dead, not Left 4 Dead, what the fuck?
Dying Light?
No, Rockstar. Fuck.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it's still exclusive to the Rockstar thingy, right?
No, it's on Steam. It's on Steam. It came to Steam like 2 months later.
I just still don't care.
I liked the first one, but it didn't blow me away like everyone said. Like, it was fun.
Well, I'm still like, I know there's a lot and there's horse balls and shit.
Nice.
But
I would like
I'm
to play
sure
it. Like, I like Rockstar games a lot. GTA 5 was amazing. The story mode. So I would assume the Red Dead would be the same. But
I assume it is amazing, but I just don't feel like playing an open world game. I don't know. Doesn't tempt me currently.
Alright.
Also, it had a lot of issues on, like really heavy issues on launch, supposedly.
I heard that a lot.
If it's ever on sale, even like slightly, like 10-20%, I might still grab it.
In other news, Epic finally got wish lists on their store.
Do they have a card yet?
I think they got one. I'm not sure. But they do have wish lists now, so now all those Epic exclusive games will not be lost in time for me. Let's see.
I will boycott that one. Whatever. I'm just a stubborn person.
I played a really interesting game called The Longing. It's
Longing?
Yeah, it's a game that you I don't even know. Okay, so it's an indie game. Very unique idea where you launch the game, and from the day that you launch, the game will end in 400 real-time days. Yeah. So it's kind of like having a Tamagotchi, but really spooky and weird. Like, and you don't have to feed it or anything. and he'll live his life even if you don't relaunch the game. But as soon as you launch for the first time, that's when the timer starts, and you slowly walk everywhere. There's almost nothing to do half of the time, but like you just kind of check this new labyrinth door that you found, and you're like, hey, is there something cool here? Or let me just draw something on this piece of paper, or let me read Moby Dick, 500 pages. That book is in the game. And
question, sorry. Yeah. Are there microtransactions to make the actions go quicker?
No. I think you probably could technically just boost the game's time. Like, you just change your clock on your computer. But
no, what I mean is this game sounds, and to some extent looks also a lot like the old school browser games that were all timer based and stuff.
No, it's $15. Like, you pay for the game.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm just saying it
Right.
looks like that. I'm not saying that's exactly what it is.
But it's really eerie and weird and cool, and I don't know. I really thought it was unique. I haven't played it that much. I launched it, and I'm gonna check on him probably one of these few days now. Alyx took over my life, so.
Well, we can talk about it maybe in 400 days then.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to spoil it for people. It's a long payoff, but I thought it was really a really interesting idea.
Well, now I understand the name.
Yeah, the longing, exactly.
The long. A game I played.
Yeah.
That released on the same day as Doom.
Oh, the other game that everyone was excited about.
The other game everyone was excited. The other game, as a reason why GameStop stayed open despite not being allowed to.
Okay. Well, you have GameStop in Germany?
As well, yeah, but the controversy was in America.
Yeah.
Closed down every store, and then GameStop just said, no, we are essential.
We're a necessity.
And we're also a dying chain. So we need the profits. Animal Crossing New Horizons.
New what? Peasant?
New Horizons.
Horizons. Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
I've never played any Animal Crossing games.
Well, basically, Animal Crossing.
Actually, I'm not going to show footage because I don't want Nintendo to rip me in your
Nintendo
asshole.
will, yeah.
So yeah, well, it's Stardew Valley basically. Like you interact with NPCs.
It is a time waster. Yeah, right. It's basically very chill. You just go out and you like pluck some flowers, or plant some trees, or cut down some trees, and you talk to your villagers and you collect.
I'll just show Stardew Valley footage while you talk about this.
Right. Like, although there's no farming. Okay. In the sense of Stardew Valley, or
I'll cut those parts out then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can plant flowers and trees, and you can water the flowers to get new flowers.
Nice. It does look really cutesy, and I wanted to try it.
Basically, it is a game that it will not be for all people because every major action, like building a house or building a building, takes 1 to 2 days. Actual real, like, because the time flow is like real time flow.
Right.
And it takes 1 to 2 days, actual days, to build a building.
Like you just click build building and then you sign off the game and let the character do it.
Yeah, well, no, you can do other stuff, like building will be built.
Oh, okay,
but
on its own.
It takes time, yeah. And that's like the pacing is somewhat restricted in that sense, and some people might have issues with it. But otherwise, it's just a fun game. You're like building your island, you're inviting new villagers, and then you talk to them and give them stuff, and yeah, there's like cult following for Animal Crossing. But it is in the end like a very chill game.
It looks
like,
really fun.
There is a museum in the game, like in every iteration of the game, and throughout your playthrough you can catch fish or insects, or dig up fossils, and then you can put them in the museum, and then you go to the museum and look at them.
That sounds like something I would like.
And you even get like trivia for every insect from the animal you give it to.
Yeah, that sounds like something I like, the collecting like fossils or animals and stuff in games.
Yeah, and in this like in New Horizons, museum is especially cool. Very very nice.
What's cool?
The museum.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah. And this time around, you can also put stuff like usually you can only put stuff in your house. Like that's how it has been with the last two games, like
Right.
last games. Like you decorate your house, but now you can decorate the entire island.
I thought you were gonna say other people's houses, which.
No, like the villagers, if you can gift them things and they will put it in their house.
Oh, okay, that's
if
fine.
they really dislike them. Like you can give them clothing as well, but sometimes they will tell you, "No, I dislike this clothing because it doesn't like fit their image or like
match my
just
eyes."
dislike it." Yeah, but they will wear it, and the more the stuff you give them, the more like they will just wear it on some days, and some days they will wear other
That's
stuff.
cool. I really like that.
And stuff like that. And the thrilling part, like just inviting new villagers to your village all the time, because I think in this game there are over 350 villagers. I don't know the exact number, but yeah, a lot of villagers, and you will never meet all of them. Play all the fucking time.
You won't meet all of them. You said.
Well, it's
Unless
difficult
you play...
to meet all 300
right.
something.
Yeah,
villagers.
that's cool. That's a lot, and they all have their own like
that's...
unique personalities, I assume.
To some extent, yeah, unique. They have all catchphrase, and they all, of course, look different. They're all different animals. And of course, it's the same for fish and insects as well. Like they all have seasonal things that are also like in real time, which means now we have April, so certain insects and fish will just not appear until throughout the summer, and will start appearing in like half a year.
That's cool.
From now on.
But I assume again you could just cheat the system and just change.
Yeah, it was easier to do it on 3DS. I think it's a bit more complicated on the Switch, but not too hard.
I wouldn't do that.
And some people do that. Yeah, it like
sounds like a chill game.
Away fun for me.
Yeah, it's just the kind of game where you just check in every now and again. For me, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Uh.
So yeah, if you ever get your hands on a Switch,
yeah,
can really recommend it.
Let's see. I thought it was kind of funny that this is kind of old news, but there is like a little bit of extra news to it. I think it's kind of funny how, because of this coronavirus pandemic, Plague Inc. is at its all-time peak. Like everyone's just like, and I thought of that happened to me as well without being influenced by anything online. I was just kind of like, that Plague Inc. game, I remember that. And then I went online and started seeing that other people were experiencing the same thing. Interestingly enough, Plague Inc. is now working with the World Health Organization to do a mode in the game where you fight the disease, which is completely the opposite of what Plague Inc. was all about. But I thought that was kind of funny. I mean, that also sounds
also Plague Inc. After the outbreak was banned in China for inappropriate content.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Although it was pretty fine before.
Yeah. But I think only on a specific app store. Or just everywhere?
Well, sure, but it's difficult to get the game.
Yeah.
Because of the firewalls.
And you know, Plague Inc. was actually gonna be free on Epic. But then they delayed it because they were like, we could make some money now. I assume that was the thinking behind it. Not some sort of insensitivity. I don't know. But it was gonna be free. Coincidence, by the way? Like, this whole thing broke out when Plague Inc. was gonna be free. I don't know. It's a bit weird.
Oh, be careful with that. There's actual conspiracies that conspiracy theorists like spread, I suppose. For example, that the corona is not actually like a virus, but it's like a disease spread by 5G technology.
What?
Yeah, that's actual conspiracy. It's fucking weird.
No, I'm joking that the video game Plague Inc. being given away free. I mean, I don't blame you, though. Some people are really stupid these days. Or always, I guess. No, that was a joke, okay? I think Plague Inc. is going to help cure the disease. Complete opposite. We can study it. Actually, I know that the game is... The devs had to come out at some point and say, by the way, don't use this for your medical information. But I know that the game does try to replicate relatively well how disease spread works, and I guess that's why.
Well, yeah, it's a simulation about disease spread.
Sure, but it could be arcadey.
That's why Madagascar is unbeatable.
Is that it? Why is it just it's so isolated, or they don't have connections to other countries?
And because they close their borders really quickly if like these symptoms are discovered.
Right, and so the game actually takes into account that like border.
Well, no, it's just how it's programmed that Madagascar is a difficult target. Unless you start in Madagascar, then you automatically have it.
I do.
And it's something like Iceland, like all the small island nations.
Yeah. If
they wall off, like if you are not careful, will not get infected, and then it's game over for you.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. I do want to try that one day. One indie game that I finished. I don't know if I mentioned this last time. Yes, Your Grace. I don't think I did.
No, you have not.
Loved that game. I beat it 2 days ago or so. It's a game where you play as a king. It's beautiful pixel art. You play as a king. Let me just get the footage up, and you have to make constantly difficult decisions about how to run your kingdom. So basically every day you sit on your throne and like 5 people come to you with their problems, and they're like, hey, our village just got burned down, please give us supplies. And you can choose to give them gold supplies. You can send out your general to go help them, like your people, and it progressively gets so intense. Like you have to manage your family. Like one of the first big problems in the game is that you years ago promised your first daughter to be, before she was even born, you promised her to be the princess or the queen or whatever of some other king, and that kind of is starting to come true, and you're realizing like, fuck, we fucked up with your wife. That's the first big thing, and the overarching story gets so crazy and cool, and it just gets so difficult, man. Like you have to start turning people away because you're like, I'm sorry, we need to save this gold for other things, and then they come back to you later and they say, this my life is fucked now because you didn't help me and stuff like that. But I thought the writing was so good, the atmosphere was good, the music was good. I really loved that game. It was really, really cool.
But is there any gameplay, or is it more like
no, just decision making? That's it. You just click. It's point click. But I really I highly recommend it. I really, really loved that game. There's so many cool stuff. I don't want to go into specifics, but there's so many great things about it. So if that idea alone sounds cool to you, I highly recommend it. Good ass game. Also, really excited that Rogue Legacy 2 just got announced. Have you played the first one, or do you know about it?
Let me think. Yeah, I played it a lot.
Oh, it has a Steam store page.
Actually, I played it a lot, and then I played more, and then right at the end I was like, I'm done now.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand.
And I never finished it.
I finished it myself, but I can understand. Like, at some point, you get enough. But yeah, Rogue Legacy, for those that don't know, is a roguelike game where it's a side-scroller platformer. We jump around and attack shit, but each character, every time you respawn, you kind of are
a descendant. Yeah,
you're generated with like random quirks to your character. Like one of them might be colorblind, so then your game is black and white, which, yeah, sure, it's not technically realistic, but who cares. And then when that character dies, you play as the next descendant, who I don't remember if they kind of like got traits from that person or not. I don't think so, right?
You could, I think, yeah, you got traits.
I don't think it was directly.
I don't remember. There was something like that, but I don't.
You could like pick the next child that you want to play as, and so it was kind of like a fun world building way of making sense why like a new knight is constantly going in. They're trying to complete this dungeon that all their ancestors have failed to do, and you can kind of go all the way back and see everyone that died. But yeah, I 100%ed the first game actually, so I'm really excited to play this one.
When is it coming out?
Summer 2020 it says.
Okay.
But it worried me because they like teased it on April 1st, and I was like, fuck, don't do this, man. Yeah, sorry, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, is it in the same style as the previous one?
It looks a bit nicer, actually, I think.
Huh.
But I'll tell you who did fuck up their April Fool's joke. Game Atelier, I think is the name of the devs. They made Monster Boy, which I loved. Really good game. They teased on April Fool's a DuckTales game. Here you go, Rage. I'll send it to you. Look how good the art looks, and it looks so damn good. They teased this on April 1st, and they were like, "Look, we're making a DuckTales game." And then I think a few hours later or the next day, they came out and said it was just an April Fool's joke. This was a real game that we pitched to Disney.
And Disney fucked them up then, right?
Disney fucked them. Well, they weren't announcing it now. They pitched this to Disney a while back, I assume, and they were just like, this was our way of not letting the art go to waste. But it looks so cool. It looks so cool. Look at all the screenshots. Like, the art is so stylized and colorful, and I can see the gameplay elements already. Like, you know, Donald here is like wall sliding and shit. It looks so good, man. I would buy this in a heartbeat. It looks. I loved Monster Boy. I thought they did such a good job at the level designs. So I would have loved to play this. Maybe one day Disney can reconsider. I don't know why the fuck they would reject this. Like, just make some money, man. Some talented devs will make a game for you. Just make some money.
Disney and video games right now is not a thing, I think.
Yeah.
At least for now.
Made me sad though. Let's see. Darkest Dungeon is getting PvP, which really...
Is that real or was that an April Fool's joke?
Now you're making me reconsider. I think
it's real.
I don't think it was announced on April 1st, was it?
I think it was announced on April 1st.
Yeah, I think it was, but it does seem real.
I mean, sure.
I don't see
more misery, but then you have more misery and salt, so...
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. I don't think I would do it, but there you go.
I will not.
Yeah, it's there. I just wanted to mention. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. So much shit. I played a game called Gordian Quest, which is very much like, really felt like Slay the Spire. Let me just put up my footage again. I did a video on Game Watcher's channel again for this. I thought it was really interesting. It's like Slay the Spire, but with a party.
Okay.
And here, I'll send it to you if you'd like. And there's more mechanics that come into play here that are like you kind of learn after a while. Like you can even have an NPC that helps you on the field, and depending on if you attack an enemy on a tile near them, then the NPC will auto attack with you, the same person. But it's also got RPG elements, like you can equip gadgets to people, or equipment I should say, helmets, swords, whatever. There's different classes, like there's more classes than let's say the Spire.
Okay.
I thought it was cool. Like, it didn't grip me as much, the world, as Slay. I really like all the monster designs and stuff in the other game. I haven't played this that much yet, but it is fun. It did feel really fun. I don't know, yeah. People who like Slay the Spire should consider it or take a look at it. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah. I thought it was cool.
Alright.
Let's see. What, have you played anything else? I feel like
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh yeah,
started. I haven't finished it yet.
I
want to come around to finish it. It is more like
more of the same. Yeah.
It is more of the same. They added, like, of course, more mechanics, which is good. But at the end, like, even story-wise, it is similar to the first one.
All right.
It still is endearing as ever, of course.
I
just need to play more of this.
Okay.
The movement feels just as solid and as refined and as well made as the first platformer. It's really satisfying as well. So yeah, so far at least.
All right.
So if you enjoy platformers, really good game. Have you played the first one?
I loved the first one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
That was amazing. Here's a game that looks really cool, but it baffles my mind why they would do this. Let me try to find it. So this game is called it looks so good, but you tell me. I'm not gonna say anything. You tell me if you see something that's weird.
Hot brass.
I mean, I think everyone notices it immediately. I remember when I saw the trailer, all the comments were saying this. You got the link? Hello?
Sorry, I'm watching the
okay.
trailer.
You don't need to listen to it. Just look at some gameplay footage.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Wait, what?
I find it so fucking strange that all the characters are just icons.
Yeah, it looks too abstract for me.
It doesn't fit in with anything else, and the things are animated quite nicely actually. Like when you see them reloading and stuff, the icons are animated, but surely it doesn't make sense as a stylistic choice to me at all. It's so weird.
It does in the context of like is it a one person thing?
I'm not
like
sure.
A one person
it
project?
Looks like I see two. Oh, a one person.
Because these the icons are like a way to minimize.
I would agree with that if everything else looks simplistic, but you can see the art is totally fine. I mean,
yeah, but that's also static. You don't have to animate anything.
Okay, a very simple animation, like a 2-3 frame animation of someone like generically reloading a gun. Like I've seen bad animations.
On one side, this is better than really shitty looking people top down. But it is too abstract for me.
I can see the art fidelity. It would not look shit, even if it was static. Even if they had no animation, you can kind of like, I don't know. You can that wouldn't be a problem for me. It would be better than this.
Yeah, it does seem like an odd aesthetic choice.
Yeah, I just wanted
like I saw for me it also seems too abstract.
Yeah, and all the comments with this, I don't know. The game looks really fun, so if they I think they should.
It seems like do you control like the operators themselves?
I'm not quite sure. It looks like the way they're moving around. It looks like direct control.
All right.
I can't say for sure.
My question is if you directly control them or like frozen synapse.
No, I don't think it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't look like frozen synapse. It looks like direct live control just from watching the gameplay. But I'm not quite sure. Okay, I'm moving some topics to talk about maybe next time.
All right.
Totally Reliable Delivery Service came out.
All right.
Which looks like a lot of fun. We wanted to play it. Interestingly enough, I've never seen this happen with a game before. It came out on Epic for free for the first week. Like, I was like, oh cool, I got a key. I wanted to play this. And then it's just free for the first week for anyone to claim, which is cool. That's fine. But I just thought that was kind of really interesting. But yeah, we should play that. It looks like Human Fall Flat. But just delivering packages.
A bit silly, yeah.
I know you don't. Actually, no. You said you like Resident Evil. Like you said, you watched them all, right?
Yeah, I will not play them. I don't generally do not enjoy horror games. I poop my pants. Yes.
Resident Evil Resistance. I played the beta a little bit. I don't know if you saw that at all. It's kind of like Dead by Daylight Resident Evil. So it actually they've attached this game onto Resident Evil 3 now. Yeah, what?
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I only know that.
Yeah, it's the multiplayer mode of Resident Evil 3 basically, where one person is a crazy killer. It's not canon, so you play as just some killer watching all the survivors through cameras. You can switch to different cameras. You can lock doors behind people. You can spawn zombies. You can spawn a tyrant. You can spawn traps.
Yeah.
And then the survivors need to work together, find like keys to unlock the next area. And I actually thought it was pretty fun. Like, I don't know how much depth there is, how long it would be enjoyable or whatever, but I thought it was well executed from what I played. I really enjoyed it. Like, I got my first match as the mastermind and I fucked them up and it felt pretty cool. Like, I don't know, like I just set like a little trap. The guy will walk into the door. his leg gets stuck, and then I lock the door behind him so no one can get to him, and then I spawn a zombie in there as well, and it felt pretty cool. It felt pretty cool. Like some.
Well,
it
yeah,
like Saw,
asymmetrical multiplayer gameplay. If executed well, always fun.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I think we can move everything else to next time because I've actually got a sore throat. But I do want to quickly talk about the movie that I made. I wanted to talk about this for so long, and we haven't done a podcast in ages. What's new? So, did you watch the whole thing, Rage, in the end?
I think I finished it.
Alright.
It's still weird though.
It is weird. Yeah, I know it's weird. Just I don't know. It was such a interesting thing. I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit. Like, so basically, the movie we started filming. I don't remember what the year it was. I think 2013. I was in high school still when we started filming it. I was reaching 2,000 subscribers, and I was like, oh, I want to make a special milestone movie for my followers or whatever. And then, the joke kind of gives it away at some point in the movie, but whatever, I'll just say it now. But the movie took years to finish because all sorts of shit kept getting in the way. So basically, the whole movie is filmed over the course of like 5 years. Maybe actually no, what am I talking about? Even more, like 7 years, because I filmed some scenes now. And so I keep changing look in the movie, and so we had to keep trying to improvise. I was like, oh fuck, okay, they told me to shave and cut my hair for graduation. So I was like, okay, how do I fit this in? So I just made up a joke that, okay, I slice my hair off while I'm like spinning my weapon. But then the next scene right after that, I grow my hair back out again and my beard, and I didn't realize that. Because of the way I was like putting all the pieces together. I noticed that now during editing, so I was like, okay, I'll just make myself say a joke in modern day to kind of tie it together. But also, one of my friends kept not showing up to filming. Like, we were all there, and I would call him, and he just wouldn't answer his phone. Or I would call him, and he's like, yeah, sorry, man. So I was like, what the fuck, man? So at some point, I just made a PNG out of him, and I just put him there, and I was like, whatever, I don't care anymore. The movie's meant to be weird and funny, so I just kind of had to improvise everything. And
my question to all this is, who told you had to shave for your graduation?
My school. I think they told, or maybe it wasn't for the graduation.
Really?
Yeah, or maybe I had to shave for the musical I did. I don't remember, man. But I had to shave, and I got like a haircut. I was pretty scruffy looking anyway, so. But yeah. There's so much other shit. Now it's not so fresh because I haven't watched it in a while. But that's as cringy as that movie can sometimes be. I just I don't know. I just had to finish it off at some point.
Well, at the end of the day, it was a passion project. Right?
Yeah, like I saw some scenes and I cringed at them, but I was like, whatever. There are other scenes that are still, I think, genuinely funny, and I just want to fucking put it out already. It's taking up space on my hard drive, and it's just kind of like a time capsule. And I actually saved a lot of it in editing, I think, doing it nowadays. Yeah, I'm trying to... What the fuck, man? I just want to find the movie. I can't even find my own video when I search on YouTube. I'm finding Jacksepticeye's 2,000 subscriber special. I didn't know he did that. So it's good to see that every big YouTuber at some point did some small cringy shit. Let me just...
Oh, you should watch some old PewDiePie stuff.
Oh, I have. Yeah, that stuff's awful, honestly.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. I'm just trying to...
I mean, even 2012 PewDiePie.
Yeah. When he like became popular, I agree. There's some bad stuff there. I'm just looking through the movie here. Oh yeah, at some point my friend, his pants ripped during filming, so we just made a scene out of it where Simi like cuts his pants open with her axe. Like it's the most stitched together thing, but I think in the end, it was pretty well done, and we made it funny. I don't know. I'm proud of it, as awful as it is, as much better as I could be. And half of the shots aren't even in focus, because I don't know. Like I want to say 99% of the ones that aren't in focus, I was in frame. Because I think I just had one friend who I won't name who just never checked, and he would go on the camera and like fucking it would be out of focus and he wouldn't notice. But yeah, I'm editing together all the behind the scenes and bloopers and stuff that'll come out at some point. Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy I finally put that out. Like, even if nobody watches it, for me, it made me happy to finally see it out there. At some, I was looking for visual effects. There's a scene, spoiler alert, where I tickle my friend's nipples and they explode. And I was looking for an explosion effect, and I found like a firework effect, and I put it on top. But I love that the description on the effect on the website, I wrote it down. It was two little white fireworks with glitter effect on dark night, ideal for your anniversary projects or celebration topics in your footage. I just found it funny.
Does it say little or too little?
Number two.
Ah, okay.
I just found it funny that they said use it in your anniversary or celebration topics, and I used it on my friend's nipples. I just thought that was kind of humorous. They have no idea. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I love doing live action skit stuff, but yeah, I don't know. That was cool. I still have one really cool big video.
You should show the people your stick animations at some point as well.
Yeah.
Maybe you should post them on your main channel.
One day, when the time is right. God, I found an old tape yesterday, of me, like singing / rapping when I was, I don't know, 10 years old on a tape. And it was so fucking embarrassing. But there was a tinge of it where I could sense that I was having a laugh as a kid. So it alleviated it a little bit. Like, and Simi said, in some ways you haven't changed. And I was like, yeah, I guess. It's kind of funny. I think it would be funny to put that up one day somewhere. I just have to figure it out. But yeah, I have 2 videos that I'm so fucking excited to put out. I talked to you about them last year. I still haven't edited them. I'll put them out. You'll like them. I won't say why, but you specifically, I think, will find something really cool about them. Something that you can personally connect to. And I think it's going to be a really interesting insight for a lot of people who haven't experienced this. I'm just teasing it now, and they say that you shouldn't talk about projects until you're done, because then you feel like you talked about them, and so that means you're done. I actually want to finish it. But yeah. Cool. I know. I talked about shit that nobody knows what I'm talking about, but that's okay. I wanted to say one last thing before we went off. I don't remember. Right. I think I said on the last podcast maybe that I was going to study now, but now because of fucking this pandemic, it got delayed by another year. So
Is it now?
It's
official?
confirmed. Yeah, 1 year. I'm going 1 year.
Boy.
So on one side, sucks. On the other hand, at least I get to finish off all the videos that I've been wanting to. But yeah, I can spend more time on my Sonic farting jokes in my Let's Plays. That makes me happy. So. Also, did you know that Tachanka got a buff in Siege?
Again?
He got a real one this time. He can actually, his main weapon now is the turret weapon. Like, it's detached, he walks around, and he has a fire launching grenade launcher.
Oh boy.
So
I am happy. Like, I would still probably play the game, but I'm happy I moved on at some point.
Really?
It's probably way different than it used to be.
I played it recently, and it's the same. Still getting spawn killed, still roamers running around, still. Maybe it's just because I'm so high level now. Like, back when I got it, everything was slow, and I liked it more.
It still is. Like, your level is not important.
I think it is,
like,
because
the last time I played, I was matched with low levels because I just was unranked.
Yeah, they were matching us in casual, according to our ranked thing, where we were unranked. We were playing with like
stupid,
playing with people who it was like their first match. Yeah, No, it's still fun. And I actually there's a new character called Oryx where he just like smashes through walls, unreinforced walls. You can just charge through, and I was having a lot of fun with that guy. But
I want to replay it, but I have issues with my hardware.
yeah, it could only hold my attention for so long. I have played it for like 2,000 hours, so it's to no fault of its own.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Same.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's
wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
I'm thinking of any news there were.
I
mean, Bethesda again, but otherwise.
That's nothing new. Yeah, whatever.
But it's always different, which is fun.
Yeah, like I don't know how they keep doing it.
Like they lost their collective mind at some point.
I'm looking here. No, there's nothing. Fuck it. Whatever. Let's.
And what else?
Half-Life Alyx was enough news, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's not news. It's a release.
I should have talked more about Decay.
The French tell us.
I should have talked more about Decay. Underrated game. It actually was fun. Me and Simi, I kind of forgot to say, if anyone's interested, there's just a mod that brings all the files from the PS2. You just like install one thing and you play it on Half-Life 1 through Steam, and you just play with PC controls like that. It was fun actually. Anyway, yeah. Thank you for watching, everybody. Let me play the music before I
Sorry, one thing.
Oh yeah.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered.
Yeah, campaign only, because they don't want to compete with their.
Is it $30 or is it $20?
I'm not sure.
I might grab it if it's 20.
Speaking of, wait, but you can just play the Steam version. It's like on. I think this is more for console players. The remaster.
Isn't it just looks very big, nice?
Maybe I haven't seen any footage. I just a lot of the times with this.
I know the last remaster as like beside the walling off behind the like money. The first one was a very good remaster, so I'm curious about the second one. I should check it out.
Wait, right? I forget there was a COD 4 remaster that's not Modern Warfare.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare remaster.
Also, the first, like this current Modern Warfare isn't like a remake of the first Modern. It's all the same, but the story is way different.
Yeah.
So because it plays all before that.
I forgot that there was a remaster. I should maybe play that one day. God,
it is a good remaster. They put a lot of effort in it.
Yeah, you know, it's like 180 gigs.
Well, that's together with the other game.
No, the reboot I'm saying is 180 gigs.
Oh yeah, that's
and I had to reinstall it all because it was like, hey, you need to update. Oh, all your files are corrupted somehow. I don't know. And I saw all the files there on my computer, but I couldn't locate it. And a lot of people have this issue online. And Guff just got it, so we all have to just re-download the whole game again. Very nice.
For me, it doesn't even run properly because it's so big.
Well, all right, there you go. All right, thank you for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
Had a good time. Thank you for joining us, G-Man, Doom Guy. And we'll see you next time.
Such a illustrious guest.
Yes. Wonderful
Bye
guest.
bye.
Fuck you, man.